Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Good news. Russo and Rizzo with you here. 6 o'clock is the out time. 4 o'clock to start it. But bad news if you were looking forward to a little NL East pennant chase talk, maybe a little Ohio State Buckeyes swing tackle talk. You got yourself Theo Dorsey, you got yourself C-Cat. This is, theoretically speaking, taking over Russo and Rizzo as both of the well-respected and widely loved knuckleheads are out on this Feel Good Friday, so your boys are taking over. C-Cat, other side of the glass, on the ones and twos. We keep the show rolling, man. How you feeling? How's it going over there?
You know, another week and another week where some people run from the slow sports news days, and then you see the boys in magenta and white and blue running into the house fire that is the current landscape of sports talk radio.
I wonder though, like, it's funny because it's like, what is better, to dip when it's toughest or to dip when there's the most going on? Because it feels irresponsible sometimes when I take a vacation right in the heat of football season, or like that one time I got married on Super Bowl weekend. That feels slightly irresponsible. But at the very least, for the folks filling in for me,
it's easy.
Yeah, it's just like, it's cookie cutter. You just roll it out and make it shake.
Like, oh no, what am I going to talk about on an NFL Monday?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you probably want the 4 hours that day more than ever. So it's almost like you're being more responsible by going out of the country in football season.
Damn right. But guess what? We want the 4 hours every day. We want the 4 hours every day, dog. Theoretically speaking, here's the thing, man. It's a Feel Good Friday. What is it, July 25th?
Mm-hmm.
These are the dog days of summer. We're just now getting teams rolling into fall camp for college football. We just finally got all the NFL teams into actual training camp. But we want all the smoke right here, and we're delivering on Russo and Rizzo. Make sure you hop in the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm. Drop some notes. The good people that are also fans of Russo and Rizzo, I want to hear from you throughout the day. We had our guy, one of our guys drop by, fan of the show, Jupiter Joe. And this news that we're going to start with today, Jupiter Joe, just cover your ears. Cover your ears. If you're a Cowboys fan, if you love Jerry Jones, if you're a fan of the big star, the brand, Jerry World, this is not going to be a great start for you. Because someone who was at the top of their game made a comment about them boys that actually makes the Cowboys look absolutely decrepit. And it is sad. And I feel for him and that organization, and that is going to be where we start today. Before we get into that, though, we do have Alex Dono, Locked On Hurricanes host. He's going to be joining us in about 30 minutes to talk about the expectations for Miami Hurricane football. We also are going to have a very special guest, former FAU Owl from the men's basketball team, a living legend in Boca Raton. He's going to drop in later on here on Russo and Rizzo. So we're bringing the goods on a Feel Good Friday, but we start with the bad. C-Cat, Scottie Scheffler is a dog.
He sure is. You know, he is not that explosive of a personality. He is becoming more and more of a common man by the day, which, like, in some aspects is cool because golf is kind of the common man sport.
Yeah.
Anyone who watches it can relate somewhat to someone who plays it, and you can't say the same about Jamar Chase when you watch football on Sundays. So when we learn more and more about Scottie Scheffler, because he wins more and more elevated tournaments and majors, we learn that he's a sports fan, like a big, die-hard Texas sports fan. So we went on Pardon My Take, and he had this to say when asked about his Cowboys fandom.
Yeah, what's the conversion rate? Like one major for a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl, or would you give up two?
Gosh, that's a good question.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, another great question. The hard hitting. Gosh, I don't know. I would trade one for sure for a Super Bowl. I've been rooting for a Super Bowl for a long time as well. A lot of hard work gone into, cheer on the boys, and arguably a lot more disappointed in football than there is in golf.
Oh, my gosh.
Scottie Scheffler would say, "Oh, thank you for the green jacket that I won 2 years ago, but you can take that and I get a Cowboys Super Bowl instead."
It has to feel good as a Cowboys fan to know that the number one golfer in the world, the person who is on track, has the ability at least to replicate what we saw out of Tiger Woods, hasn't done it yet. A long way to go, but 4 major championships, more than 100 weeks straight. He has been the number one golfer in the world, and players, other golfers are afraid to play against him right now. So, yes, he has what it takes to do it. We have to see if he does. Has to feel good to know that he's rooting for the same team as you, right? Like that's a good feeling.
Yeah, sure. Excellence, like it's good.
The only issue is the fact that he, who is on a chase to catch maybe Jack Nicklaus, to catch maybe Tiger Woods in major championships, 18 and 15 respectively, the fact that he, in the midst of his journey, could be so selfless as to donate one of those major championships away as he's in the midst of his great chase just to get the Cowboys one Super Bowl title. It feels like he would do more for the Cowboys to win a championship than what the actual Cowboys are trying to do, especially Jerry Jones, who yet again is waiting until the last possible moment to sign his best player.
And his best player, you would think he'd know his name, but this is Jerry Jones talking about his best player earlier today.
I've ever negotiated with. Michael Parson is as savvy and knowledgeable and understanding of his financial business.
Michael Parson.
Did he singular him?
Michael Parson. No, he didn't. He singulared him,
and he messed up his first name.
He didn't get close to the
He called
first
him
name.
Michael.
Michael versus Micah.
I was stuck on Parson versus Parsons, and I was going to give him a little bit of I was going to give him a pass, but then I just realized you're right. He said, Mike, play it again. Play it again.
Of all the players that I've ever negotiated with, Michael Parson is
God.
as savvy.
That's who's running the show for your
gosh.
favorite football team, Scottie Scheffler. And when Scottie Scheffler said, I would trade one of my majors for a Cowboys Super Bowl, Scottie Scheffler does not have stock in the Dallas Cowboys. Scottie Scheffler doesn't have family on the Dallas Cowboys. No. Scottie Scheffler is just a fan like you or I of our respective football teams. He is just that of the Dallas Cowboys. And he would give up a crowning achievement in the sport that he has put blood, sweat, and tears his entire life. One of those crowning achievements, just take it so that I can watch my TV and go, yeah, we did it, to his favorite football team. You could take this in so many different directions. You could take this in how Scottie Scheffler is so good at what he does that he's starting to take for granted those crowning achievements of major championship victories. You could take that into how battered and beaten Cowboys fans are. You could take that into how bleak the future looks for Dallas Cowboys, because maybe a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl is simply an impossibility.
That's what it sounds like. That's the issue. So if Scottie Scheffler was a Ravens fan, you think he'd say that?
No.
If Scottie Scheffler was even a Packers fan, do you think he'd say that?
No.
Matter of fact, if Scottie Scheffler was a Detroit Lions fan and they don't have any Super Bowl championships, he's not going to be as willing to part ways with a major championship, because he's like, hey, they're on the way. There's a pathway. I can see what they're building, and maybe they'll do it on their own. Maybe they don't need my sacrifice. He sees no hope for the future of the Cowboys, and he's like, look, guys, I'll go win another major tomorrow if that means I can dedicate that major to y'all so I can finally celebrate a Super Bowl. That is absolutely embarrassing.
Yeah, because in all of those other situations, Lions, Packers, anyone else, Falcons even, give any team you want that's not named the Dallas Cowboys, you have the taco commercial where the little girl gets lifted on the shoulders of all the adults, and she's like, so why not both? Right? Porque nos los dos. And they're saying, why can't I just win majors?
Yes.
And my team will win a Super Bowl without me having to make that sacrifice. With the Cowboys, no. You need a blood sacrifice to win a Super Bowl.
It does. It's funny because it does actually feel that way. Like, because a lot of times when you ask those kind of hypotheticals, that's one of the first things that pops in your mind. When somebody's like, what's the number one thing? What's the most valuable thing in your life that you would give away for your team to win a Super Bowl or a championship in whatever sport? And that's what you start weighing in your mind. Your first question is not, what is my most valuable thing that I'm willing to part with? No. The first thing you consider is, well, how likely is it that they'll just do it on their own?
Exactly. And that's the best way to do it because you still have the drama, you still have the doubts and the possibility of doom looming.
Yeah.
But you actually do achieve that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. When you have a trade-off, a blood sacrifice in one of Scottie's, maybe claret jug, maybe the PGA Championship trophy, I forgot what the name of it is, and maybe a green jacket.
Yeah.
No. He just wants to take the trophy, take the major entirely, so I can enjoy my favorite football team to win the Super Bowl. He was quick to answer that.
By the way, that's another tick in the column of the PGA Championship is the worst major.
Yeah.
Not a memorable trophy. Not a memorable one as in comparison to the other majors. Yeah, Scottie Scheffler saying that it is embarrassing for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's bad.
The
Wanamaker.
Oh, the Wanamaker. I mean, sure, but it is less valuable, less recognition, less name brand than the others. Still, I stand by that. Yeah, Scottie Scheffler doing this. It's embarrassing for the Cowboys, yes, but it also it shines a light on just how battered and beaten Cowboys fans are. I had to look up how old Scottie was. He's 29 years old. So that means that, yes, even as an infant, he has never seen the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. He was born the last year the Cowboys won the NFC Championship game, played in the NFC Championship game. He was born in that year, 1996. So, yes, he spent his whole entire Cowboys fandom wishing, hoping, crossing his fingers. He watched the Tony Romo debacles. He watched Dak Prescott slide. He watched Ezekiel Elliott line up at center and get blown up. I mean, he has seen it all. He saw the non-catch versus catch Dez Bryant game, the Hail Mary. Like, he's lived through all of those trials and tribulations that Cowboys fans have grown to know and not love, but probably hate. But that shows you. He's one of the faces of Cowboy fandom. He's at the top of his game. And he's saying, I'm willing to sacrifice one of the greatest things I can do just to see them win the championship. One out of 32 teams.
The individuality of golf is also a factor here, where he has no one to thank outside of maybe coaching and like parenting to lead him to this moment. And he would probably say also the family around him in general.
Yeah.
But that was a Scottie Scheffler trophy, not a team that he was on. And he's willing to part way with that. Do you think there's any other franchises that their celebrity athlete individual fans would trade one of their individual achievements, major maybe it's Serena or Venus in one of their majors or the Grand Slam victories?
Can I count Spike Lee in this?
Sure.
He's not an athlete. I'm sure he'll give, I don't know how many Oscars or whatever the hell else he's got. I'm sure he would give away probably half of his awards case just to be able to watch the Knicks win a championship. That question you're asking is great, and it's perfect. We can open it up to the good people as well, and we can ask it this way. What is the most valuable thing in your life you would give up for your favorite team to win a championship? But, yeah, for Spike Lee, I think he might even give up a child.
I think we're living in close proximity of the best-case scenario for this. Maybe for a little bit further south, because Dolphins fans are probably in the same vein because a lot of their fandom, if it wasn't from being from around here, happened from Dan Marino and a perfect season and kind of expecting greatness. And they have not been delivered greatness through the entirety of their fandom, depending on their age. So they would probably have the same amount of desperation as Cowboys fans right now.
No. Dolphins fans are feeling it. And again, here, I'm going to ask the question again, and I'm going to get more into that point right now because they might even be more desperate than Cowboys fans. Here's the question. What would you be willing to part with? What's the most valuable thing in your life you'd be willing to part with in order for your favorite team to win a championship? Scottie Scheffler, #1 golfer in the world, said he'd give up a major to see the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. What's the one thing you would be willing to part with? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Join the show here on Russo and Rizzo as myself, Theo Dorsey, and CCAT take over. 888-760-3776. CCAT, for Dolphins fans, it is no longer embarrassing. It's come to a point where people feel sympathetic towards them. I was at ACC kickoff this past week in Charlotte. I was talking with some of the Clemson folk, and one of the guys that does some of the main media coverage for the Clemson for Clemson football fans, as he was singing the praises of Clemson to me, at one point he pumped the brakes and he brought up that the Miami Hurricanes, they have been in the ACC since early 2000. It's been 21 years for the Miami Hurricanes since they've been in the ACC, and they obviously have no ACC championships. And he talked about that being the single most embarrassing thing going on in football right now. And one of his Clemson compadres said he laughed, right? Like literally laughed out loud. And I'm standing here, we're all having a conversation. He laughs out loud and he says, "You think that's bad? Those fans are probably also Dolphins fans." And I was like, yo, when you pair those two things together, not only Miami not getting back to like national championship contention, but them not even being able to win the third best conference in college football, with a lot of those crossover fans being attached to the single most embarrassing streak in sports, I would say, because it's not just an NFL streak, it's an all major sports in America streak. 25 now, straight years, where the Dolphins have not won a single playoff game. You have not seen success past the month. Like once the clock turns December, depression sets in on South Florida football fans. That is just absolutely like that is the state of South Florida football fans between the Dolphins and the Miami Hurricanes. Nothing good has happened over the past 2 decades once we started gearing up for Christmas. Thank God for the dang Florida Panthers for winning a couple championships as of late. Thank God for the Miami Heat for upholding some of that as well when you talk about what happens in June, and they've gotten 3 over the past couple of decades. Because the Dolphins and the Miami Hurricanes have been absolutely like this. It will start looking like the kind of depression that onsets out there in Seattle, the way that the football has teetered off in December. That sucks.
Yeah, it absolutely does suck. And it would be, you also would have less of a light shown on your teams come football season if the Miami Marlins were making playoff runs, because you have distraction through September in the divisional race, October and November in playoffs and World Series possibilities. The past 20 years, you don't really have that to talk about. 03 was great, but that was a long time ago now.
Bad, bro. This is bad.
Because that's what happens in a lot of cities. Baseball teams run to the World Series can distract. Excuse me.
Wow.
I almost threw up thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. Look, it's getting close to December.
It can distract a city's sports fans so much to where they will let pass by an 0-4 start to the football season.
Yeah.
Because you have meaningful October baseball going on right now, and you'll deal with that football team once baseball is down and done with.
And what do you shift your focus to? You're right. The NBA starts to pick up attention around December. You know, that's probably helped the Miami Heat that the Dolphins are never really active around that time. Yeah. Miami Hurricanes haven't been in quite some time. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. Scottie Scheffler said he would give up a major championship, maybe even one of the Masters. He's got 2 of those.
Yeah, we know which one he would probably give up.
Yeah.
Well, then again,
he's got 2 Masters, 1 the Open, and 1
PGA this year.
Oh, yeah, he'd give up that one. Yeah.
But then again, like he already got the experience of winning the Masters. Is the second Masters win
it means
less
more
glamorous than your first PGA win?
Do you get a second green jacket?
Yeah.
So you get multiple jackets.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's pretty good. It's a good deal. 888-7, you're not giving back that green jacket. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. What's the most valuable thing in your life you'd give up to see your team win a championship? Joe is in Jupiter. Joe, one of the good people here, is on the Baptist Health Hotline. And Joe, you're a Cowboys fan. You're a Mavericks fan. At least you're a Texas Rangers fan. But I'm guessing this is going to be about the Cowboys, huh?
It is going to be about the Cowboys. We're not going to talk about how the Rangers are on a hot streak right now. We'll talk about that in October.
No, we won't, actually. But Joe, yeah, what's the most valuable thing you give up for a Super Bowl title for your Cowboys?
You know, I have a new favorite golfer. I love Scottie Scheffler. And now that I heard he would do that, I am rooting for him more than ever. As you know, I probably would. I mean, he is. I used to love him. He's next to Tiger now.
He's your brother in suffering.
Yep, and he's too young to remember. I was old enough to remember the '90s Cowboys, and he hasn't witnessed that yet. But I would. I just want to. I want to witness another Super Bowl before I go on to the next plane. Is really what I want to do.
Okay.
I'm blessed with wife and kids, and I want the best for all of them. But
Well,
I don't know if I would give up anything.
How old are you,
wait a
Joe?
second.
Hold on. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. How old are you, Joe? If you don't mind saying, give a range.
50, I'll be 55 in November.
Okay, good. So you have experienced some Cowboy success. You've been through it, and you've lived a lot of great life, and you want to see at least one more. Okay,
I would love to see one more.
That gives us good
Before I
context.
just completely give up on him.
So
Huh?
a lot of professional golfers liken each of their major victories to one of their children.
Uh-oh.
And Joe, you said you've got kids. Are we like,
Yeah.
if you've got multiple, you got a backup?
Yeah.
I know you have a least favorite, too.
I'm not giving up my kids for another Super Bowl because they have made me so miserable for the past 30 years. But I'm not giving
Well,
up.
it's your kids you're talking about here. If the kids are making you
I'm not
miserable,
giving
you
up
should
my
give
kids.
them up.
I am not giving up one of my kids for the Cowboys, but I still love the Cowboys since I was 10 years old, and this is the year. Watch out for you said SCHEFFLER. How about Schottie? Remember this name, Schottie. Listen to him talk about this team.
What
He
are you
ain't
giving
messing
up?
around.
What are
I'm
you
just
giving up?
telling you.
I did not ask for a Cowboys pep talk. I asked you what's the most valuable thing in your life you'd give up for a Cowboys Super Bowl?
A car?
All right.
A car. That's good.
Okay, I
Okay,
like
good. Okay, thank you, Joe. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the car. And we'll see what we can do. Just drop that thing right off here
Pull some
downtown.
strings.
Yeah, downtown West Palm, City Place Studios. We got a parking spot actually open right outside of the Evan Cohen Studios. Drop that bad boy off. I'll see what I can do. My homegirl is the team reporter for the Dallas Cowboys. She can send the message forward. I'll tell Jerry Jones. I'll say, hey, Nicole, let Jerry know that Jupiter Joe dropped his car off. He gave it to us. We need him to go get him a Super Bowl.
Maybe that will be, if they strip that things down, sell for parts, that'll have enough money for Jerry Jones to pay Michael Parson.
Yes, because Michael Parson, I mean, the price keeps going up.
He's just one F-150 away.
Yeah, one F-150. I mean, you can get those things. Those things can get you some bread these days. Those things can get you some bread. Joe, that was great. I don't know.
I thought I was going to get him to sacrifice a child.
I
I thought I was going to get there.
He thought about it because you got him to at least start considering how much misery his children have brought him. But then again, it's like the Cowboys are bringing you misery as well. So on Sundays, Joe's just taking it from all angles.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. The most valuable thing in your life you would give up for your team to win a championship. And yes, if you would give up one of your children, please call in and let us know that. We would love to hear you say that. And if you do, it's going to be likely that you're either a Jets fan, a Dolphins fan, probably not a Miami Hurricane fan, though, because at least they had some in your lifetime if you have children.
And we will not call CPS.
We won't. No, we won't. You can do an anonymous name, too.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah. Joe only didn't say it because we said Joe and Jupiter. He's like famous now because he's a famous Cowboys fan here. He did the right thing.
The big homie, he would have the anonymity.
You're right. But he has the Super Bowl, too. He just won the Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Oh, he's an Eagles fan?
Yeah,
Dang
he's an
it.
Eagles fan.
All right.
888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Let us know who you're rocking with. Not who you're rocking with, but what you would give up. Who are you not rocking with? Which one of your kids you give up for a championship? If you do that, your wife might make you move out. And you know what? At the very least, I know who can get you from point A to point B once you get kicked out of your house. Safebound Moving and Storage.
They don't judge.
They do not judge. They might applaud you like, hey, man, you're a Super Bowl champion now, though. Like, we'll run you by Disney World before we get you to your destination. And that's because Safebound is actually South Florida's most trusted moving company. They're based right in West Palm Beach, Florida, but they serve all of Florida. So whether you're moving out of Florida, moving to Florida from another state, or just within the perimeter of the Sunshine State, Safebound Moving and Storage has the experience, the expertise, and the 5-star customer service you can rely on. You are safe with Safebound. My sister was safe with Safebound. She actually used Safebound Moving and Storage to get from to get them from Florida to Georgia. And she lives a luxurious life. That's why they now have Safebound Luxury, right? An expert team in art handling. They do special event moving, luxury retail, high-end residential. Safebound's luxury services also have you covered. It's family-owned, a trained team of experts. Don't try to move yourself. Let the professionals step in and do the work that they literally are paid to do. Safebound, Moving and Storage. You're safe with Safebound. James is in Port St. Lucie, and James joins us here on Theoretically Speaking. James, what's your favorite team, and which one of your children are you willing to give up for them to win a championship?
I've been waiting for my Atlanta Falcons to win a Super Bowl since they became a team.
Okay.
And I would give up my son. He's given me up. He's given me up, so I figure, you know what? This works. I got something for my suffering.
How old is your son?
He's 30.
There you go.
What?
Oh,
Get it out of here.
That's perfect.
You kidding me?
James, he's seen enough. You know what? If he's 30, he's suffered along. Is he a Falcons fan as well?
Yes, he is.
All right. So at the very least, you can tell him, hey, you're doing this with great intentions. You're doing this with a good purpose. We're going to get a Super Bowl, but you just won't be able to see it, James.
There you go.
Thanks for the call, James in Ports. You know what? A 30-year-old son is not even that hefty of a price.
No.
Trust me, my dad is a Raiders fan, and I'm his 32-year-old son. And I do think he might put me on the chopping block.
Yeah.
I think he would. I would not put it past him to at least consider, you know what, Theo's, he's done enough. Matter of fact, he had his whole year made by Bill O'Brien and sources that I cannot say when they confirmed his beliefs at ACC kickoff. He's good.
Exactly.
Get rid of him.
This is what he would have wanted.
Yeah. And you know what? I would like to see my dad happy.
Going out on top.
If he wants to really be happy, he should move on over to the real AFC West team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, take that, since you're going to sacrifice me, Pops. C-Cat, on the other side, we're going to talk some ACC kickoff because the Miami Hurricanes, they are the one team that many think can actually top Clemson in the ACC, but if you've been around for the past 21 years, you know, well, they literally have never been crowned champions. Somebody on the other side, Alex Dono, Locked on Canes host, he's going to tell us what the realistic expectations should be for Miami and what his thoughts are coming off of ACC kickoff. So if you're a Canes fan, if you're hoping that this year could be the year, just like Dallas Cowboys fans fool themselves into believing it year over year, similar to Atlanta Falcons fans as well, you're going to want to stick around to get the real from Alex Dono. That is C-Cat. I am Theo Dorsey. It's a Theoretically Speaking takeover of Russo and Rizzo right here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's DQ Grill and Chill's new Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard. This limited time treat combines DQ's signature soft serve, dyed blue of course, along with sugar cookie dough, cake batter flavor, and sprinkles. The Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard is available for a limited time only at DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1, just south of North Lake.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Incredible verse here, incredible song to come in on here on Russo and Rizzo. What the hell is up with these rejoins, CCat?
That's their playlist. This is Russo and Rizzo's playlist that they choose to bump into their segments every day.
Little freaky for my taste, but you know what? It's a feel-good Friday. I won't judge. I'm certainly feeling good on this Friday, coming off of a great week in Charlotte at ACC kickoff. 3 days covering the 17 teams, head coaches, athletes, pulling up, showing out, giving us their expectations for the year. With me in Uptown Charlotte this week is a man who really doesn't need an introduction, especially in South Florida, but more specifically to University of Miami football fans. He is Alex Dono of Locked On Canes and Locked On ACC. Alex Dono, welcome to the show.
Hey, Theo, thanks for having me. And it was nice seeing you in Charlotte earlier this week. We both made it home safely, and there's always something to talk about because Miami, in I think 6 days, is starting their fall camp on July 31st. So football's going to be here before we know it.
For those who don't know you and your background, and yes, it was great seeing you as well. For those that don't know, like you are probably, and you won't say it yourself, you are the preeminent voice to me on Canes football. Most people go to you to get some of the updates and the action. You've been covering it for a while, but you also are a Cane through and through. Like you live, breathe, and eat Miami Hurricanes. Well,
thank you for that, by the way. And yeah, I mean, Miami Hurricanes sports has been a part of my life since before I could walk, I think. You know, my father has long been a professor at Miami. He's got a degree from Miami. So there's photos of me, like, before I could crawl, like, wearing Miami football gear. I had the privilege of going to the school from 2003 to 2007. So, yeah, it's been all about Miami Hurricanes. Been all about that life for me for my entire life, Theo.
Yes. And we clearly can see, if you're watching us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, you'll see his first of all, expertly lit backdrop, because you look great, my guy, but then also it's just plastered with Miami Hurricane stuff, so love to see that. Alex, you just told us about your background. You love the Canes. You're enthralled in it. That's the squad for you. I'm curious, before we get into real expectations and stuff, I want to speak to you as a fan. We were just talking to Cowboys fans and Falcons fans about, like, what is the most important thing in your life you would give up for your team to win a championship? We got one guy to say he would give up his 30-year-old son for the Falcons to win a Super Bowl. a Cowboys fan who had at least lived through the 90s and saw some of the championships then, my guy Joe in Jupiter, he said he would give up an F-150 for the Cowboys to do it. A little bit more tempered there. Alex Dono, you've seen some championships, but it's been a while. What's the most valuable thing in your life you give up?
All right, you have to understand how I live my life to understand how important this is, because, Theo, I am so addicted to coffee. I've got a very expensive Italian espresso machine that I use about 3 times a day. And if I'm not making my own espresso, I'm going out to the Ventanitas in Miami and I'm drinking Cuban coffee, the Cuban colada. So I know like some people say, oh, I could give up coffee. It's like, is that really a big deal? For me, it's a big deal. Like, I'm not giving up my son, even though sometimes he annoys me. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up my wife or any family members, but if you could guarantee me another national championship, we haven't seen one of those in 24 years. Yeah, I would give up all of my precious coffee for another Miami title.
You know what? If you and both Mario Cristobal gave up coffee simultaneously, the powers that be might need to reward y'all with a championship, man, for real, because that dude loved him some cafecito.
Yeah, well, you know what? If Mario gave it up, Miami probably wouldn't win a game, because that's where he gets his superpower and his energy. So I want him to stay on the cafecito, even if I don't have to.
Well, that is very well advised. Alex Dono joining us here from Locked On Canes, Locked On ACC, the preeminent voice when it comes to Miami Hurricanes football. We're fresh off ACC kickoff. You spoke with all of the guys like myself. Who did you leave out of the Canes 4 players and Cristobal? Who did you leave most impressed with both their mentality and also the way in which they handled ACC kickoff? What was that, Tuesday, that the Miami Hurricanes spoke?
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, the one that made the biggest impression on me, because I'd never spoken to him before, I'd never met him in person, was Carson Beck. And I know that's the easy answer because he's QB1, but it's also my answer, because Theo, up until I had the chance to meet him and sit down with him, as you did as well, all that I knew about him was obviously what I've seen on TV of him wearing the UGA gear and out there having some great games, a few not so good games, but a lot of great times in Georgia. And of course, you hear what the bitter X's in Athens and the Georgia fans are saying about him. So I didn't know a whole lot about the guy, but I came away talking with Carson Beck. I could feel how motivated he is. Like, if there's any doubt about how much he cares about football and how hard he's been working this offseason, any doubt that I or anyone else would have, I think, was completely dismantled by the way he carried himself at media day. He emphasized to us that he's been healthy, fully healthy for months. I know Miami was pretty cautious with him coming off of the elbow surgery. I think you have to be, because you don't want to risk any setbacks or anything. But he's taken the initiative for the past few months to get his receivers together. They have some mandatory stuff, but also some voluntary workouts that they've been doing to try to get on the same page. And Miami's got themselves a quarterback who, for whatever reason, has become a very controversial figure. But this is someone who's been a part of just about the biggest games you could possibly be a part of, having played 2.5 seasons as a starter at Georgia. He's won some mammoth games. He's 24-3 as a starter. So, listen, I could say Cam Ward is irreplaceable in a lot of ways. Every quarterback is different. But if you're going to find a guy to fill those shoes, it'd be hard to do better than what Miami just did, going out and getting a guy like Carson Beck. And I was pretty impressed sitting down with him and talking some ball with him.
I will say, too, I was impressed by him. I mean, now, I will say last year in Charlotte, when I sat down and talked with Cam Ward for the first time, I was a different level of impressed, and he lived up to those expectations and more. But still, Carson Beck, at the very least, I walked away thinking, okay, if he plays to the highest of his abilities and everything around Miami is solidified and good, why can't they replicate or even build on what they did last year, coming into now year 4 under Mario Cristobal? And that's where I want to turn it with you now, Alex. 5-7 in year 1, and that was a disastrous year. But then the next year with TVD, you go 7-5, the injuries and whatnot. Last year, 10-3 with Cam Ward. But the big issue I keep seeing with the Canes is the way that they finish the season. It always seems like the last 4 or 5 games, they only get 1 win or so, and that is a bad trend. What do you feel like you credit that to? Is it just playing tougher teams late? Is it a lack of focus for the team late in the season? Maybe it could potentially also be needing a quarterback like Carson Beck, who has played in these big games and knows how to win them. Like, what do you credit it to, and how do you think the Canes try and change that this year?
Yeah, I thought the biggest component to it last year, and this is obviously not just a last year thing, because Miami has a history of what our mutual friend and my co-host Kenton Gibbs on Locked On ACC refers to as can't get right-itis. That's what he calls it. But I thought the biggest part of that last year was when you've got a defense that got probably a little bit worse every game last year, because they looked really good against Florida to start the season. But they, as Cristobal said it, they lost their way. I think they got figured out schematically, and then I also don't think they had enough depth to overcome some of the injuries. And that's not an excuse. That's a reality. Miami should have been deeper. So I don't mean that as an excuse. But, when you've got a defense that the opponents can basically run through no problem, then, if, God forbid, Xavier Restrepo had a costly fumble late in the Syracuse game, that would not have been so costly if the defense had made a few more stops, right? I mean, Cam Ward had a fumble in the Georgia Tech game that wouldn't have been that big of an issue had they played more complementary football. So I thought the defense was a big part of that, and Miami's trying to fix that. Almost all new coaches, a lot of new personnel on that side of the football. But you hit the nail on the head, though, with part of your question when it comes to the mental toughness, because it's a 12-game season. It's a grind, and I think by the time you get to the end of that, I really think that your focus, your mentality, the quality practice reps you put in get tested. And so I think what Miami really needs to do, and what they've been trying to do with the recruiting classes they've been landing, is just increase the overall maturity level and the diligence of your football team. Because if you have guys who are mental repping and physical repping the same way in late November as they did, in late August, then that's the only way to find that sort of consistency. So, talent is also a big part of it. The better you recruit, the better your rosters get year over year. But you need to have guys that not only love football, Theo, but that are really willing to make sacrifices. And, that goes back to, I thought Cam Ward was the ultimate.
Yeah.
I don't think, for during the season, nothing else was ever on Cam Ward's mind other than football and getting better. And I'm hoping that with, most of the locker room, the guys who were at Miami last year, being around Cam and following his example, that culture can even kind of stay around after Cam is gone, because I think you need to have that better focus.
Isn't it funny, and Alex Dono joining us from Locked On Canes, Locked On ACC, isn't it funny that this week in Charlotte, especially on Canes Day on Tuesday, the amount of Cam Ward mentions, questions, and things about him, you would have thought this was a 4 or 5 year starter at Miami, who he has this lasting impact, not just on the offensive side, but the defensive side. Like, he might have really shifted the culture and impacted the Miami Hurricanes football program in a greater way than we can even judge today. And part of me saying that is how much I just heard his name talked about this past week, where he's not even there. He's playing for the Titans right now.
I mean, he's in terms of like being in the media or whatever, I go back to like 2005. So, I didn't have the privilege of covering, the Michael Irvins and the Ray Lewises. Obviously, I watched them growing up and stuff. But like, just in terms of players that I've covered, going back like the last 18, 19 years, Cam Ward, he's the most exciting player I've ever covered. And that includes covering the Miami Dolphins over the years. And like, probably the most dedicated player I've covered. Because like, again, like, I've got hobbies, I've got vices, some of which I don't care to talk about here. But yeah, I've got a life outside of, yeah, right, my coffee. I've got a life outside of what I do for a living. Whereas Cam Ward is just so focused. So, it does feel like what you said. It feels like he was at Miami for more than a year. It really does, to the point where, like you mentioned, one of the questions that Carson Beck got at the podium was, do you feel, I'm paraphrasing, but do you feel pressure following in Cam Ward's footsteps? I like the way Beck handled it. He's just like, and to Carson's credit, he had to follow Stetson Bennett at Georgia, right? He played for one of the most prominent programs in America. So I legitimately don't feel like he feels any pressure following up Cam Ward. And I thought he addressed that question pretty well. But yeah, I mean, Ward is someone, anybody around Miami is going to keep talking about him for a long time, I think.
And rightfully so. And you know what? The Tennessee Titans right now getting Cam Ward and Xavier Restrepo. Good on you for lucking into the number 1 overall pick and being, also lucking into the fact that Restrepo runs the 4.8 and then he becomes a UDFA and Cam's like, yeah, bring him on in. That'll be a good pickup. They're going to be blessed as well. Alex Dono joining us here, Locked On Canes, Locked On ACC. He knows a lot when it comes to Miami Hurricanes ball, and I got to ask you the question, and Canes fans might want to either cover their ears or they might be delighted to know, but based on everything you saw from the other teams around the ACC this week, based on what you expect out of year 4 Mario Cristobal, what should the realistic expectations be for the Miami Hurricanes in 2025?
Yeah, I think you have to start with, they've got to get to the ACC championship game.
Yeah.
Like, I think you have to set the bar there. And I also think this is a season where Miami needs to get into the 12-team playoff. They kind of choked that away last year because they had everything in front of them before they blew a 21-0 lead against Syracuse. Now, you can, based on the way things have gone, you could probably get to the college football playoff even if you lose the ACC championship game. Not saying I want that to happen, but I know how good Clemson is this year, and they return 80% of their production from last year, which is the highest in the entire country. So there's a reason why people are picking Clemson to win the ACC. So I think Miami has to get to that ACC championship game, and I think you need to get into the college football playoff. I think anything short of that, I would consider a disappointing season. Like I would come out of it saying, hey, the same way I came out of last year. I mean, you win 10 games, it's great, but you fell short of your goals. If you do the same thing this year, I would feel like Miami fell short.
Then what to you do you feel like is the most important game on their schedule in the regular season? Because to me, it still feels like the first one against Notre Dame, and I'm not just saying that because that's the coach speak, Mario Cristobal way of looking at it. That first one against Notre Dame can set them up for so much down the line if they can get a win over Notre Dame at home. But again, you're also going to need to win enough in the ACC to make it to Charlotte and hopefully put up a better fight since the last time we saw them play Clemson in an ACC championship game. But what do you single out as the most important game on the schedule for them this year?
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to say it should be a conference game. And I look at they've got Louisville on the schedule this year, who they won in a fun. Well, it was fun if you weren't a Miami or a Louisville fan because you were having like heart palpitations. But that 52-45 shootout, that's a big game and a big rematch for Louisville this year. Miami's got SMU on the schedule this year, and there's obviously a lot of parallels with Rhett Lashley being there and Chris Johnson. They've got a bunch of former Miami Hurricanes there, former Hurricanes offense coordinators or head coach. So that's going to be a really big game. Florida State, I know that they were embarrassingly bad last year, but they should be significantly better this year. Miami has to go to Tallahassee. The reason why I'm not going to say Notre Dame and I'm not going to say Florida, just because, Theo, Miami, they steamrolled Florida week 1 last year. And it didn't set the sort of tone it should have set, right? Because I coming out of that game, I would have thought Miami doesn't really have a weakness. The defense looks great. The offense, which was great all year, looked fantastic. But I never would have imagined like the defense would become what it became after watching that Florida game. So sometimes even if you make the big non-conference statement early and you get Notre Dame as the first game this year, you can still slip on the banana peels late in the season. So I'm not saying Notre Dame isn't important week 1 or Florida isn't important week 4, but I'm going to go with like one of those more difficult conference games because if you lose 2 of those games in conference, you're probably not playing for an ACC championship. So, and there's a bunch of those. Like even at the end of the year, you have to end the season on the road 2 weeks at Virginia Tech, who Miami needed a Hail Mary defended or not defended, whatever you want to say, to win that game. And Miami plays then at Pittsburgh the final week of the season, which is probably going to be really cold Thanksgiving weekend. So I don't know. All these games feel really important. So it's hard to even single out one, but it's any of those conference games on the schedule.
Yeah, well, I guarantee you nobody was circling Syracuse or Georgia Tech at the back end of last year's, and those were the 2 most pivotal games that worked against Miami's chances last year. So, again, you're right. It's hard, but I just think that the vibes and everything around, like the solidifying that Carson Beck can be that guy, it can all happen at the opener for Miami, and it can set the tone, hopefully, like fingers crossed. As a Canes fan myself as well, fingers crossed, sets the tone for the rest of the year. One last one for you as I'm gearing up to also, fill out the other part of ACC kickoff, not just the interviews and whatnot, but then we vote on preseason ACC picks and whatnot. Do you have a dark horse team outside of the Clemsons and the Miamis of the world that you do think can claw their way up and be interesting in conference? Because the ACC is the little brother right now to the SEC and to the Big Ten. But getting more teams to be highly competitive like we got out of SMU last year can go a long way in them having leverage as we continue to fight for automatic qualifiers and whatnot. So who do you think is a dark horse to maybe do an SMU-type run like what we saw last year?
Georgia Tech, I feel pretty strongly about their potential. Now, the thing about Georgia Tech is they don't have as much depth as like the teams that are perceived to be at the top of the conference, and I think that can be their undoing. But you're talking about a football team that beat Miami last year, and they deserve to win. They outplayed Miami in that game, even though their quarterback, Haynes King, was playing with one arm.
Yeah.
Haynes King is back, and he's been really good there for the last couple of years. Jamal Haynes, their star running back, is back. And I think it's a really well-coached team. And, Georgia Tech also, they took Georgia to 8 overtime.
They beat Georgia. In my mind, they beat Georgia last year too, Alex.
I'm with you on that. So it's like, I honestly, I think the only thing that can hold Georgia Tech back is, they can't overcome injuries the way that the Miamis and the Clemsons and even the Louisvilles probably can. But to me, I think Georgia Tech on their best day can beat just about anybody on their schedule. So I think that's a team that, you could even argue that I think they won 8 games last year, that they probably underachieved a little bit based on how good they were at times. But to me, that's a team, and thankfully, they're not on Miami's regular season schedule this year because they've beaten Miami the last 2 years. So I'm glad to avoid that one. But that's a team that I could see surprising people.
Yeah, this at least last year's was less embarrassing than the one before against Georgia Tech for the Miami Hurricanes. Alex Donno, man, thank you so much for joining us. You can follow him on Twitter at Alex Donno. That's Donno. You can also follow him and his shows at Locked On Canes and at Locked On ACC. Love the work you've been doing. We'll be following you throughout the fall. And also, I think I still hear Mike Norvell yelling yelling from the podium here at the.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean he's fired up about something. He doesn't want to go 2-10 again. I guess.
I understand. 3-9 ain't that bad. Dono, thanks for the time. We will catch you. That was Alex Dono here on Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We're going to go to break. That guy is great. You should definitely give him a follow. And I don't got to tell Canes fans that. Y'all already know. And we'll come back. We have a 5 at 5 here. You know it. You love it. We deliver it. That's SeatCat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Russo and Rizzo today on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Colin Russo. Listen, if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, fell down the stairs, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they're the type to fight for you. Now, I know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back no matter what. They could get yours too, and they don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Let's call it like we see it. They're the best in the business for a reason. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine today because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. All it takes is one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for that free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports-certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with Safebound.
It's the only way to hit the hottest sports topics across the nation, across the globe. It is the Safebound Get Around, and we are taking you for a ride.
Next stop,
we are going to go to Kansas City, Missouri.
Nice.
We know, Theo, you love Kansas City, Missouri. We know you love their football team.
Really good.
Do you have any opinions about their baseball team?
Yeah, man, I got this amazing, just absolutely dazzling blue Royals starter jacket. It is top notch. Those 90s, early 2000s starter jackets, they hit like nobody's business. I'm not sure if they're still making those things, but big shout to the city. I do rock one of those from time to time. I think one of my brothers stole it. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm in South Florida. No need for a jacket. But what are the Royals doing these days?
Well, Aroldis Chapman on the bump in the top of the 10th inning. All tied up. Guardians 2. Royals 2. Jose Ramirez, franchise player on third base. 0-2 count. And here is about to be...
Ramirez inching down the line. He's going to try to steal home. And he's out. Ramirez says challenge the play. This will be a crew chief review.
Yeah, they've got asked to have it looked at.
He missed him.
He sure did. It looked like he got in there.
Oh, my goodness. What a slide by Jose Ramirez.
Looks like the fingers got to the corner of the plate before he tagged his forearm.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. Runner's safe.
He stole home to take a lead in the top of the 10th inning. I do this with you a lot, Theo, when it comes to the sport of baseball. I talked about how an inside the park from losing to walk-off home run might be one of the most exhilarating ways to win a baseball game. But a straight steal of home, it's hard to get any better than that. It was a great pitch. It didn't get away from the catcher. And this was not a double steal situation where there was a runner on third base who took off to distract the pitcher. No, just a runner on third base. Tie ball game, taking all the risk in the world. Everyone thinks you are a dummy if you get gunned down at the plate. But you steal home and you score. Is it get better than that?
How do they let him do this? How? I mean, stealing home, the reason why people think it's ridiculous and a fool's errand is because when the pitcher throws it to the catcher, they don't need too many more throws, to protect home base.
Yeah.
You're running right to the guy that just caught the ball. How do you let him get away with this?
Jackie Robinson got away with it. Save!
Is this not if Christian Wilkins can get cut from the Raiders for not keeping his body in tip-top shape, is this not a fireable offense for a catcher to not get somebody who's stealing home in the 10th inning to win a baseball game against y'all?
That is a communication error. That's what it is. The third baseman's got to communicate to the pitcher, or the catcher's got to have the peripheral vision out of his left eye looking to the third base line and seeing Ramirez take off so that the pitcher, or Walter Chapman, who throws straight up heat, he's defying father time, just get to the plate. Did he throw a ball that's in the general vicinity of the strike zone? Yes. Ramirez is out in a timely manner.
Yes.
But it's a mental challenge to not freak out if you're the pitcher, because your first glance and your first reflex is to kind of buckle your knee and flinch, which would be a balk, and Ramirez would be safe anyway.
Right.
So it's easier said than done, but...
So why don't we steal home more then?
It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of confidence, and it takes a lot of trust in your own dugout to not hate you and your manager to not bench you if it goes wrong if you're the guy on third base.
I kind of like it. It's a very gangster move. So you're right. It might not be the most exciting and thrilling. It's definitely up there, but it's one of the most gangster ways to win a baseball game. So big shout.
Next stop,
Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Nick Saban's not coaching there anymore.
Damn right.
Thomas Castellanos made sure to tell the world that Nick Saban cannot save Alabama anymore. Well, Nick Saban, maybe he's not done with coaching anymore. He took the airwaves of Fox News, conveniently enough, and had this to say.
I never really ever had a thought about getting back into coaching until 2 days ago. Miss Terry said I had to run the sweeper in the entire downstairs. So while I was running the sweeper, the thought occurred to me, when you were coaching, you had a heck of a lot better job than this.
Yeah, he's got a good point, doesn't he?
Yeah. And that is always what happens when guys end up retiring who are used to being outside of the home, and then they have to be in the home more, and then they get some of those in-home duties on a more frequent basis. Like Nick, there's a lot of places across this nation that will gleefully fire their coach today. I'm talking about they're like days out from fall camp in college football. You could probably count on maybe one hand the amount of teams that would not fire their coach today, walk in with the pink papers, if Nick Saban said, hey, I'd be down with leading y'all.
And those coaches would be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you can't even really fight it. That's a hall pass. Nick Saban is the coaching hall pass, where it should be baked into every coach's college football contract. Now that he has said that, any new coach that gets hired in college football, there's a Saban clause where if Saban knocks on our door and says he's willing to take over our program, not only do you leave immediately, vacate the premises, he also gets your salary. It's just Nick's.
So in order to keep myself out of trouble, I'm going to go this direction with it. So it's like the Michael B. Jordan clause.
Yeah. Yeah, you good. You're a smart man.
You could have gone
smart
female.
Man. You could have went with a woman.
That would have been the easy thing to do.
You would have been cooked.
No, going to go with the fella.
Yes. Okay, good job. Smart man. It's the Michael B. Jordan clause. He is the ultimate hall pass. And you know who played his way, or I guess coached his way out of being that hall pass? Bill Belichick in the NFL. because there were openings when he was a free agent and absolutely no NFL team was interested. Nick Saban, he would create openings in college football. Like, think about that. When we have that GOAT debate of who's the better coach, Bill Belichick or Nick Saban, I get it, less jobs in the NFL. I still would claim as well that Bill Belichick's run in the NFL, probably tougher to do with 6 Super Bowls in that span. Probably tougher to do. But Nick Saban himself is a godlike figure in college football, and they would be tripping over themselves to hire that dude.
If Nick Saban, if Bill Belichick had to replace his quarterback every 2 years, how many Super Bowls did the Patriots win? Nick Saban is rotating cast of characters, rotating quarterback at that position.
Didn't he win one with Mac Jones? They won one, right? Mac Jones won a national championship, I believe.
He also won one with a quarterback swap at halftime.
Oh.
So
that's a cold brother. Hey, matter of fact, both of them had Mac Jones. One of them got Mac Jones to a Pro Bowl. The other one got Mac Jones some hardware and a video with a cigar in his mouth. So Nick Saban the GOAT. Don't tell him it's going.
Stop.
Let's go to Miami.
Yeah, I like Miami.
Because some papers have been delivered to the offices of Inter Miami. And despite earlier reports in the day, Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba have been suspended for Saturday's match against FC Cincinnati after skipping the mandatory MLS All-Star game. Was this the right move, Theo?
Let me check something right quick. Inter Miami schedule.
So how good is FC in Cincinnati?
No. Oh, no, this is what I was checking right here. I was just trying to see where this game was taking place, and it's taking place at Chase Stadium in Cincinnati tomorrow night. Guess who don't give a damn about this ruling? Inter Miami. They're like, I don't give a damn about Cincinnati. Oh, you're withholding the stars from playing in this game, in this match. Who loses in this scenario? Not the home team, not Messi, not Alba. They get to extend their vacation. They don't have to take a trip to Ohio, and the fans in Cincinnati don't get to see Messi. Imagine having a ticket to that match.
That's true. The MLS is punishing Cincinnati.
That is, imagine being like a Cincinnati sports fan right now. And you're like, you want to be happy and optimistic about training camp, except for your two best defenders are both holding out and they're at odds with your franchise. You wanted to be excited about the fact that maybe there's some WNBA coming to your state, but not only did Shawty from the Indiana Fever say Cleveland ain't a good enough city for people to be excited about, she accidentally called Cleveland Cincinnati in the middle of disparaging it, if that's not heartfelt enough. And now it's like, oh, I can't even watch Messi. I bought these tickets at $200. Now they're worth $50, and I'm screwed. You can't resell those things.
I love the ruling from Major League Soccer. You can't just give these waivers out because of big star power. A suspension and a mandatory All-Star game is mandatory.
Yeah.
No one's above the law when it comes to Major League Soccer, even if you are the greatest of all time.
But who gets punished in this? Messi and Alba are not punished. They don't care. They don't care.
Well, maybe they do.
Another day off. They skipped out on the MLS All-Star match / game, whatever you want to call it. And now they're being suspended for this road game / match.
I don't want to trivialize like winning games in the league. Like they probably want to beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, sure.
And if Alba and Messi are there, which were voted on All-Stars, so they're very important to that team.
Pretty good.
You probably put Inter Miami in a pickle here. They're kind of against the wall and probably won't beat Cincinnati without those two players. So
that's true.
They probably want to win that game, and it's their own damn fault. Go to the All-Star game, step onto the field for 5 minutes, then step off, and you are putting Inter Miami in a better spot.
Cincinnati's number 1 in the Eastern Conference, by the way.
You probably want them on the field.
Inter Miami is 5th in the East. But then again, it's like all that matters is what happens in the postseason because you got to win the MLS Cup, Messi, or else your GOAT resume is going to take a hit. This regular season match just don't mean nothing, man. We need to see that ring, the championship. What's the cup called in the MLS?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
the trophy call.
Despite these news, I look on Hard Rock Bet, and Inter Miami is still favored. They're plus 120 to win the game outright.
Do you think they just haven't heard the news yet? They're not, are they listening right now to Russo and Rizzo?
Are we the Sharks right now? We got to jump on this number before it changes. Yeah, Inter Miami to win outright, plus 120. Cincinnati, plus 190. And the tie is plus 300.
So if Cincinnati is they're home dogs with Inter Miami's best 2 players out. What does that say about the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference of Major League Soccer?
Uh-oh.
Like, what the hell is happening? Are they having a holdout as well?
Sick league.
Yeah. I got to find something. We got to figure out, where's Mike Rizzo? Oh, wait. He's out. Where's Colin Russo? Oh, wait. I need help, fellas. At least y'all's expertise.
At least we'll hear Mike Rizzo on the pre- and post-game tomorrow.
There we go.
No, we won't. He's going to be gone.
Damn it. Where are my friends? I look left, I look right. I feel like Fresh Prince in that one episode, the last episode. I'm like, well, where do my friends go? At least I have C-Cat right here.
That was a get around.
5 at 5 is next here on Russo and Rizzo. That's what the good people love on this show. We're going to do that. Should we go to break first? Yeah. Get around. We got to let that breathe. Then we'll get a little 5 at 5. We also have Nick Boyd. You'll remember him from Florida Atlantic University men's basketball 2023. Their run to the Final Four from Columbus through New York City and then into Houston. Nick Boyd, who got it all started with a game winner against Memphis. He joins the show. He's got a special thing to announce to you all, especially if you're in Boca Raton this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. And stick around here on Russo and Rizzo. That's C-Cat. I am Theo Dorsey in for Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The sounds of summer are all around us. Whether it's an epic pool party or that road trip you've always dreamed of. The one sound that's there for every summer moment? The sound of an ice-cold Coca-Cola. This summer, pick up a Coke at your closest retailer and enjoy. Brought to you by Coke Florida, your local Coca-Cola bottler, serving local communities for 10 years.
It's heating up fast in Palm Beach County. Hey, it's Colin, and if your AC isn't ready for the Florida heat, now is the time to call John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Since 1960, John C. Cassidy has kept homes cool and comfortable. Don't wait for a breakdown. Upgrade your system today with great financing available. Be sure to ask about the Cassidy Care Program for year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is proud to support our local community, including the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Stay cool. Stay prepared with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Visit CassidyAC.com.
Hey, you ready for a stress-free move? Choose Safebound Moving and Storage, Florida's #1 movers. With a solid reputation, we set the standard for excellence. Trust us for local, long-distance, commercial, or luxury moves. We offer over 200,000 square feet of secure storage. We handle everything, so you don't have to. Your possessions will be treated like our own, always in perfect condition. Visit SafeboundMoving.com for a free quote. Safe with Safebound. Your move matters.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice. Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials. Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding. Oh, please. There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother. She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients. Manso's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers. Is that a strip club? No, it's a steakhouse. Manso's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
It is a Feel Good Friday, July 25th. It is Theo Dorsey and CCAT in for Russo and Rizzo. The Theoretically Speaking team taking over the 4 to 5 o'clock hours as the good people would see fit. They were begging for it. They were begging for it all throughout this week on ACC Kickoff with more Theoretically Speaking, more CCAT, more Teddy. That's what you're getting. You're also about to get yourself a 5 at 5. Before we get into that, CCAT, I just stumbled across something and it got me back in my feels about something that is one of my biggest sticking point in sports right now. Just realized that today is Walter Payton's birthday. Walter Payton, former running back for the Chicago Bears. Also, Walter Payton, not just a Bears former running back, but a former Jackson State running back. A lot of people didn't really know about Jackson State until Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Shedeur Sanders showed up there. But no, HBCU football used to dominate. HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, used to be the cream of the crop when it came to football talent, pumping it into the NFL. You think of guys like Jerry Rice as well. Like the names run deep. And Walter Payton started his football journey there at Jackson State in the early 70s. But also, Walter Payton had the nickname Sweetness. Sweetness. See, why don't we have good nicknames anymore?
Well, they get taken, don't they? Because no one could be named Sweetness today.
Get creative.
All right.
Also, think about in boxing, Sugar Ray Leonard. He took that nickname from another guy that was Sugar Ray, and honestly, it ended up working out for both of them.
And then one of my favorite bands, Sugar Ray.
That too. Like you can commandeer a former nickname of somebody else if there are shades of or if there's a reason for it. I just think that we're lazy about nicknames with athletes these days. And it's like people trying to call Luka Doncic like Luka Magic. And it's just like
they do.
Yes, that's one of his names.
Luka Magic.
Luka Magic.
That's like a not a proper noun. That's like a descriptor. Like what happened in the fourth quarter? I don't know. Some Luka Magic.
Luka Magic. And the thing is, like, we look at what Magic Johnson was, and that nickname stuck so much. It was so used. It was so clearly entrenched in who Irvin Johnson was that people forgot his name was actually Irving. So we have lost the art of nicknaming athletes, and I would like us to be more creative and give these guys who are at the top of their game great monikers to go by. What's Tom Brady's nickname?
Ooh.
They just call him the GOAT now. But they only did that after he won 7 Super Bowls. What were we calling him during his whole career?
Tommy Terrific.
Tommy Terrific. I have heard that. That's what Boston guys were calling him. That's just because they like saying Tommy Terrific. Like they do their little Boston accents.
That's a good one. Yeah. I think the greatest nickname of all time is probably Tiger for Tiger Woods.
Yeah, Eldrick, right? That's his name.
Exactly. Eldrick Woods does not have the same gravitas to it.
That don't hit.
When you talk about Tiger Woods, where people think that's his real name.
By the way, good nicknames in golf. Golden Bear for Nicholas. Arnold Palmer. What's his nickname? He had I guess they called him Arnie a lot, but there was a nickname for him as well. Now it's escaping me.
I think Lefty is good for Phil Mickelson.
Lefty spot on.
Commandeer an entire embed or the opposite of whatever it is. You know the what is it? Southpaw. There we go.
Yeah. He's the preeminent southpaw. What's your guy?
Rombo, John Rahm.
John Rahm, Rombo. What they call John Daly? Crazy ass.
Yeah.
Ridiculous man.
Face of Hooters. That's John Daly. They actually shut down the Hooters that's across the street from Augusta National Golf Club. He used to put his camper there and hang out all week, and people would come and say hello. But they shut down that restaurant.
Wow. So is he gonna like hang it up? Never gonna set foot near Augusta
I don't
National?
know, man.
Now?
He's focused on his kid. His kid, John Daly Jr., plays golf for Arkansas.
It's a great
and
name.
is really good.
That's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
John Daly. Something about the junior on the John Daly. It hits.
Mm-hmm.
John Daly Jr. You know what else hits?
What?
5 at 5.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Earn up to $700 per year with boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Number 1.
One of the bright new stars in the NFL is Rams defensive end Jared Verse. And to make it in the NFL, you need a good mentor. Maybe someone from the same organization who played on the same side of the ball, who you might have lined up with a time or two. Well, Aaron Donald was pretty damn good at what he did on the football field for the Rams. And Jared Verse described what it's like to train with Aaron Donald. Strap in, folks, because you're going to listen closely to this entire story.
I got things I got to do throughout the day. I was planning on watching film and everything like that. We show up. He doesn't say hi and nothing like that. He sees me. He's like, come on. He gives a little dap up. We walk inside. He's like, stretch how you have to. I stretch. We do 4. Everything he does is like a circuit. We do 4 workouts. It's all cardio. Versus climber bike. What was it? Lunges and core. 4 rounds each. You do all that. You're already tired. You're kind of like, oh, my God, whatever. Then you do 4 sets of core, 2 different workouts. So it's like 8 different workouts, 4 sets each. You do all that for 4 sets. You go through these like, all right, you ready for the real workout? I'm like, bro, I've been here for 45 minutes. What are you talking about? We go to the weight room. It's all arms. That's why he's big as hell. We go to the weight room. It's like 8 different circuits, all arms, 4 sets each. I'm there for an hour and a half. His wife came in laughing at me. I told her to call the police. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. I told her to call the police. She wouldn't do it. I tried to lie and say my mom was at my house and I had to go let her in. He told me to give my keys to his management or assistant or something. They would go let my mom in. So I wasn't leaving. Finished the workout. I'm like dead tired. I'm exhausted. I had a plan to go jump in the sauna afterwards. Didn't happen. Had plans to watch film. Didn't happen. Went home and I didn't work out for another day and a half because I couldn't move my body.
Yeah, that sounds about it for Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Theo, have you ever done a workout with somebody that was way more into fitness than you are, and they try to drag you along to match their same intensity and energy?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I've worked out with guys who are former college athletes. So one of my guys that's out here in the area, John, I used to work out with him back when we worked in the same market in South Georgia. My guy John Barron, and yeah, that dude used to want to stay in the gym for 2 hours, and I'm like, yeah, I got other things to do. 45 minutes max. I need to get in and out. And just recently, I was working out with my guy Tyler Cameron, who played his college football at Wake Forest and FAU down in Boca Raton. And he is an absolute machine still, and he works out in a gym that he built in his home. And C-Cat, he's a maniac because this dude Tyler built a gym in his home, has all these great amenities, has a Celsius fridge, has all these things. It's just amazing. I'm like, man, this is great. Tyler, can you turn the air conditioning on? You know, you might want to just a little bit, get a little breeze going in here as we're working out. Not only does the dude not have AC in the damn gym, he's got heaters up top that he flipped on, and we're sweating bullets.
Is he trying to cut weight and like make weight for like a wrestling match?
I don't know what he's trying to do. These former college athletes, they're absolutely insane. And I would never sign up to work out with Aaron Donald. I thought that Tyler Cameron had softened because now he's a big-time influencer. He's all Hollywood. He does all the shows. Emmy nominated, going home with Tyler Cameron. I thought that he would be relaxed and more reserved, but he still trains as if he might get a call from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And let me be honest with you, Tyler, it ain't happening. All right?
Damn.
Can't move your feet like you used to be able to. And now I can't move my feet because I decided to work out in that sweat box, that garage of his.
So the next like reality show that Tyler Cameron's in, one of the bullet points is statue in the pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, 100%.
Number 2.
Like Rodgers.
Get this from college football. Theo, you were at ACC kickoff, the final day when UNC rolled into town. Bill Belichick is now the head coach for the UNC Tar Heels football team. Well, did you know that 8 to 10 of UNC's 12 regular season games will be broadcasted on ESPN?
Of course.
Is he a program changer just by his mere presence, similar to what we saw with Deion Sanders?
Yeah, he is. The difference is, like, if Deion had just gone to Jackson State in Colorado and not given us all of what he gave us in the media, then maybe not so much. We would have maybe forgot about them, especially in the years in which they weren't producing big-time results. Bill Belichick is going to be a story whether or not he is out there creating headlines with his words or with his girlfriend. He just means a lot to the game of football, especially as a coach. And it was weird as well at ACC kickoff to see just how much these active college coaches in his conference also were openly revering him. He's a bit of a deity in football too. But again, the NFL said, we're good. Bill Belichick is at North Carolina for a reason, and it's because the 32 teams that had an option chose not.
Number 3.
Let's stay in college football because you brought this to my attention. This is pretty crazy. This went viral yesterday. There was a University of Memphis defensive back. His name is Taj Rael. Taj Rael knew that he was going to play University of Texas San Antonio in the future. Before their game, he DMs on Instagram the starting quarterback for University of Texas San Antonio. The playbook, pretty much all of the defensive signals of the Memphis defense. The defensive back took a picture of it and sent it to an opposing quarterback before they played their game. Should this get a lot more attention than I see it actually getting? This is like really dangerous because what if this Memphis defensive back is trying to make his friends some money and trying to throw the game? Because if a quarterback knows all of the symbols of the defense, that's a major leg up. And yes, UTSA did win that game 44-36 after Owen McCown, their quarterback, received the defensive playbook.
Yeah, you know what else? Like, it's not like this was just a random, let me shoot you. Like, they played high school ball together.
Oh.
They know each other very well. That exchange, and I'm not sure how it got leaked and how it got out, but it was not some random happenstance. Now, Rael, he played at Old Dominion for 3 seasons before going to Memphis, where he obviously had not a lot of allegiance to that program. There's a chance that there were some disgruntled feelings between him and that organization because he is no longer a Memphis Tiger. Where did he transfer to now? Is Rael with
Purdue?
Purdue. And apparently Purdue has taken his roster, his profile off of their website right now.
Good.
If this is true, and apparently also the quarterback from UTSA admitted, yes, he did get those messages. It is real. Number 1, I need to know who leaked it. Number 2, I want to know why. And number 3, I want to know what originated. Why did he send those plays in the first place? The UTSA quarterback is like, no, I didn't need him. It was irrelevant. but y'all got in a shootout and won. I'm sure knowing the defensive signals probably gave you a bit of a leg up. It's crazy.
Wow.
And it probably happens more than we would think.
Number 4.
So we told you about 20 minutes ago how Messi has received a 1-game ban due to him voluntarily not going to the MLS All-Star Game despite being voted in that game. Well, the story continues because Inter Miami co-owner Jorge Mas is worried about the future of Lionel Messi's relationship with Major League Soccer because apparently Mas said, quote, Messi is very upset, extremely upset today, as expected, after he got banned for 1 game, that 1-game suspension. He said, Mas, the co-owner of Inter Miami, continued and said, I'm hopeful it doesn't have an impact long-term. Will it have an impact initially in the player's perception of how the league rules work? Absolutely, no doubt. Wait a second here. The perception from the players of how the league rules work.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to enforce them?
Yeah.
Is that how these rules work? Come on, guys. You're not helping a soccer player's reputation within sports by complaining and expecting and being entitled if you're going to complain about getting suspended for 1 game after you were told that was going to happen if you don't go to the All-Star game. I do not care if you are Messi. I don't care if you're Ronaldo. I don't care if you're Pele. Like, no, that's the rule, and you broke it. So you serve your 1-game pretty trivial suspension.
What about Ronaldinho?
He gets a pass.
Yeah, I'd give him a pass, too. He's really fun to watch.
Sure.
You don't punish Messi. Messi is your sport right now if you're the MLS, and I'm glad they did it. They showed some gusto, but, yeah, Messi's going to bark back a little bit, and he deserves to. He's the GOAT.
You were poking the bear here, Theo. I think you're just giving me devil's advocate.
No.
But I truly, do you think that Messi has grounds to be upset?
He doesn't necessarily, but when you have as much leverage as he's a partner with the league. So, yeah. You know, whenever the league makes a decision, it's technically partially his decision.
Yeah. He's got stake.
He has a different level of leverage than the typical player. And it's not just his stardom, it's because he's bigger than the league itself. So, yeah, he has the right to do so because he's him playing in Major League Soccer is a privilege to MLS.
But then he should know more than anybody how important his presence would be at the All-Star game of the league that he plays in.
I get it. I'm with you. He knows, but he said, I don't give a damn. I'm Messi, and I've earned this at this stage of my career.
If anything, Messi should have gotten a heavier suspension because of his importance to the league.
True.
This is the stage.
Do it then. Try him. And that's why Inter Miami said, yeah, he's a little bit ticked off about this. You better watch yourself.
All right, some more pressing news.
Number 5.
Everyone knows one of the biggest love stories in video games. I know Mike Rizzo's not on the show, but we're going to talk a little video games.
My guy.
Super Mario and Princess Peach. Right? Just our modern day Adam and Eve. They are the it couple when it comes to video games. Well, it turns out Nintendo has confirmed for the first time ever in the 40-year history of this relationship, Mario and Princess Peach are just friends. They are not in a relationship.
Okay, but you know what? I know people are in uproar about this, but it actually explains something. Because I've always been curious, why is it that Mario continues to save his woman from the same dude? Like, if the same dude kept on capturing my woman, after about the 3rd time, I'd be like, hold on a second, brother. Like, is she going over there voluntarily? Are you stealing her from the castle, or is she pulling up for a little late night spin, and now I got to go save the day because you won't let her out? So if this is Mario's just his friend, then he's always going to pick up that phone and fight to get his friend back, and it's not a lover, a person who he would lose that romantic interest in. Because friendship, it goes beyond what would be actually just like an infatuation or actual love. You would lose love for your girlfriend if she kept on ending up at some dude's crib and you had to keep on fighting monsters to get her back.
I don't know. This feels a little abusive of Princess Peach. I think she is using Mario, putting him in the friend zone, knowing that at her ever beck and call, she can text him on up and say, hey, can you pick me up? I'm at this guy's house. He kicked me out. That's what it feels like.
It does feel that way, but at least Mario is a simp for his best friend. and not a simp for a woman who is clearly doing him wrong. I can give him credit for that.
You fight an evil turtle for 40 years, and you can't get some?
No, he doesn't want any. He doesn't want any. He's happy. He's probably with Daisy or something.
He's just saying that.
He's with Daisy.
That's Luigi's girl.
Maybe. Oh, it is?
Probably. I don't know. But hey, Mario's a superhero. He gets what he wants. He's he's got a magnetic pull. And I will say this for Mario on behalf of Super Mario, if he was in a situation where he wanted Peach and he was trying to win her over, maybe the method in which to get to her, which is slaying a bunch of turtles and fighting against Bowser, maybe he enjoys that hunt. Because I think the one thing, and again, stick with me here. Listen. The one thing that gets lost in all of this is men love chasing women. Men love the hunt. That's why for some of y'all out there, you can't stop doing it no matter if you got a woman at home anyways. Slow down, buddy. And that's coming from Monogamy Man. But speaking of other superheroes, Super Mario, we need to add some context here. If he is that in love with the chase and the hunt, that a woman that is keeping him in the friend zone, he continues to keep going after, is that not the American dream, C-Cat? Is that not the American? He won't give up. That's a 5-5.
He won't give up. He's fighting the good fight, and you know what? He keeps winning, so what the hell are we talking about?
I don't know. When I go to Epic Universe at Universal and see the Nintendo world, I'm going to look at things a little bit differently. A little nasty work going on over there. I'm going to confront her about it.
Who are you mad? You're mad at Peach and not Mario?
I'm mad at Peach. I'm going to give Princess Peach a piece of my mind. Give him a chance, all right? See what he's done for you? This is not here without him, by the way.
Right.
You have a lot of your reputation to thank for Super Mario.
Well, there's other ways to thank him than to get with him. And maybe he's not. Don't say it. Don't say anything. The look you gave me, I don't know what you were about to say. I hope you all were watching us on the at ESPN West Palm YouTube stream. The look C-Cat gave me, I'm like, I don't know what's about to come out of this guy's mouth. I know what's about to come out of the guy's mouth that's joining us next. His name is Nick Boyd. He has a feathery touch in basketball. He's suiting up now for the Wisconsin Badgers, but before, you knew and loved him as an FAU men's basketball star. He joins us to talk about a camp he has coming up and also what's up with Nick Boyd these days. People love that Owl team. They love Dusty May. They love Jonell Davis. They love Elijah Martin. They love Weatherspoon, Vlad Golden, who, by the way, signed that two-way contract with the Miami Heat. They love them some Nick Boyd as well, and we delivered that on the other side here on Russo and Rizzo. That's C-Cat. I am Theo Dorsey. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Colin Russo here with ESPN West Palm. I'm going to try to have a heart-to-heart here. Hurricane season, summer temperatures, they've both officially arrived in South Florida, right? Well, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing is making sure that you are protected. In order to ensure that your home stays cool during the summer storms, it's important to protect your AC unit from power surges. During hurricanes and large storms, turn off the power to your AC at the breaker. And before the storms arrive, consider having additional surge protection added to your AC unit. To help with your summer cooling needs, John C. Cassidy is offering $500 off new installs, and they have convenient financing options with monthly payments starting as low as $92. Visit CassidyAC.com for more information today. There's not going to be a second of cold for the next 3 months, so make sure you guys are protected. Time to check if your system needs to be checked or upgraded. Visit CassidyAC.com for more information today. Once again, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. In the thick of hurricane season and hot summer months in South Florida, don't be that person with a faulty AC. CassidyAC.com. John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports-certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
Yeah, man. Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
And we are back at it. Russo and Rizzo, Theo Dorsey, C-Cat, in for Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. Theoretically speaking, gets a little extended today. A little 2 to 6 action because more is better when you're rocking with the good people. It's a feel-good Friday, and I'm feeling especially good today because we have in here joining the show for the first time, especially since he was playing some ball in Boca Raton. Nick Boyd had a career year last year for San Diego State in basketball. Before that, you remember him from his prowess with the Owls. Yeah, those FAU Owls that made a run all the way from Columbus to New York to Houston in the Final Four in 2023, putting FAU on the map. And Nick is joining us here today as a Wisconsin basketball player, but also as somebody who is bringing something special back to Boca Raton. First off, man, happy Friday, and appreciate you pulling up on us.
What's up, Theo? Thank you for having me, bro. Long time coming. I'm excited, but yeah, first and foremost, just thank you for having me, bro.
Of course, man. Nick, always open door policy for good people like yourself, man. You and that FAU team. Whenever I see Dusty, I see Elijah, I see yourself, I remind y'all created some long-lasting memories for everybody in South Florida. I was with y'all from the jump, which it all started in Columbus. People might forget that lefty layup that you hit against Memphis to get the ball rolled. Like, what do you remember about that? Before we get into what you got going now, just game on the line, you go to your offhand, and it was money.
I mean, yeah, man, those times was like magical. Kind of hard to even, believe that it's real. It still feel like a dream, just going through that journey with them, and then obviously coming back the next year, which was so special. But especially that play right there, I just remember having some confidence and telling Coach May in the huddle, let me get it. And then he drew it up for me, and I made the layup, and the rest was history. I mean, now those guys, some of them professionals, most of them professionals now. So I'm kind of the last one. Brendan Lorient out at West Virginia, who was on the team, doing his thing. And then, like you seen, Elijah Martin with the Raptors. Big Vlad over there with the Heat. My boy Nelly gonna have a good stint in the NBA, and then Brandon Weatherspoon and all them boys overseas. So it was a great team with a lot of talent, and then you see Coach May still working magic over there in Michigan.
Yeah. Last time I talked to the Dusty May, I said, hey, man, people are going to look back on your coaching job a little less favorably now that we see just how great the talent was you had. Like, we didn't know.
Nobody knew how nice he was but ourselves. But, I mean, it's just a blessing, man. But I want to say it again, man. Thank you for allowing me on the show. I mean, I'm glad we were able to, have those experiences together. And it kind of brought, talk about the community, but the media, between us and the media, it kind of brought us together because it was just something magical we were watching before our eyes. And I know I'll never forget, the interviews and how grateful I was, to be in those shoes and opportunities. So it's great.
Yeah, man, you had me, you had Ken LaVicka rolling all the way through. And I will be honest with you, Nick, I might not have told you this back then. Yeah, I only packed for to be able to stay that one weekend. So I had to buy clothes in each city as y'all kept extending the trip.
We was in good cities, though. You can get a lot of drip in New York City.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of drip in New York City, and then we went right to Houston after. So, just great memories, and I hope I can, create those same memories this year out here in Wisconsin.
I want to ask you about that, man, because you're now a Wisconsin Badger. This is your victory lap, your final campaign here on the college basketball court before you take your journey further. We saw the reports recently, right? Like head coach Greg Gard talking about how you have been one of the alphas at practice going head-to-head with other guard John Blackwell. What has it been like early on being a Badger, and how much do you feel like this is the perfect place to cement what has been a great college basketball legacy you've already had so far?
Yeah, man, Boca was home, and when Coach left, it kind of threw everything for myself in the whirlwind, and I ended up going to San Diego State just because I wanted to go to a smaller program in a sense, but a program that could still win. And then, just the way college sports is now, I'm here in Wisconsin. It's been great. Like Coach said, just competing in practice with another good guard, John Blackwell, and then my other teammates too. I think we have a really good team. We'll see what it looks like come fall and wintertime. But I think we got a chance to, like I said, create those memories. But it's been different. I never thought I'd leave Boca, and then it's a blessing in disguise because I'm able to just, face all these different challenges, meet so many new people, open up my network, and still be able to call Boca home. So it's just a blessing, man.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Boca still kind of feels like home, right? Because you had that career year last year with San Diego State. Obviously, you're going to try to build on that this year with the Badgers out in Madison. But like Boca, what about Boca makes it feel so much like home?
It's just the memories, man. Like, it's hard to put into words. Just getting there with the group of guys I got there. I don't know if everybody knew, but I got in there with Elijah Martin, John L. Davis, and Giancarlo Rosado, and we were the 4 freshmen at the time together. And just those hard times, I went back to Boca in June, early June, and when I landed, I'm like, dang, like this is really where it all started in terms of just becoming a man and just the ups and downs of college basketball with those guys, school with those guys. I instantly just started driving around the campus and just reminiscing. I went to our old dorms and stuff like that. It's just a nostalgic feeling when I get to campus. Like I said, it's where I became, I was a young man and I grew into a man, and then they put me into the position I am now. To be on the biggest stage in the Big Ten, it's just a blessing.
That is good. Now, you're going to have some matchups against Dusty May there over at Michigan. So, is he who has the better scouting report on the other one? Because he helped grow you into the basketball player you are today, but you know how he schemes up things on the other side.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to just give it to him. I ain't going to say too much. I'm going to give it to him. He sees me come a long way, but I'm excited to compete against him. I know it's going to be tough battles, and at the end of the day, we all have the same goal in mind, and that's to win championships. So it's going to, best man wins.
Nick Boyd, Wisconsin Badgers point guard. I got to get used to saying that. Nick Boyd joining us here on ESPN 106.3. Myself, Theo Dorsey, filling in for Colin and Mike on Russo and Rizzo. Nick, you said Boca still feels like home, and you're going to be in Boca Raton coming up next weekend for the Nick Boyd Youth Basketball Camp. Where is this taking place? How can people get their kids in there to train with one of the best we've seen come out of this area? Give me the details on the camp.
Yeah, so like you said, Nick Boyd Youth Basketball Camp. Exciting event for me. Like I said, Boca's home, where I became, I feel like, the best version of myself. It has led me into who I am today. It's August 2nd, next Saturday at Boca Community High School from 10 to 1 p.m. Only a 3-hour camp. It's free, free for all ages from 6 to 14. You can go to my Instagram at SFNNICK and hit the link in my bio to sign up. Like I said, free camp from 10 to 1, August 2nd, Boca Community High School. And it's kind of like a reunion. We're going to have a lot of ex-FAU players in attendance, myself, and a lot of other good trainers in the area. And we just going to have a fun time for the kids and just reminisce, like I said. Boca's home, my first camp ever where I wanted to do it. Honestly, Boca holds a special place in my heart, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and I love that your first one, you are bringing it back there. And for you, I mean, Boca Raton to me, it will never be the same because of the run. And FAU specifically will never be the same because of that run that y'all went on. I see so much more FAU references within sports pop culture these days on social media and everything. There's a heightened awareness around it. Have you even started to kind of realize how much of a trickle-down effect this has had for the very campus, like for the new presidents that take over? Everything around FAU is different because of the notoriety that y'all drove up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's all us. Like I said, we were fortunate to be in a position to do so. I mean, they have a great team now, coaches, resources. Like I said, when I went back, I was actually surprised on how many new things they have done to the university in just the short amount of time I've been gone. So, I mean, the new weight room, the gym looked good right when we left. So, I mean, I guess we could take a little bit of the credit, but, I mean, it's just the community that, continues to pour into the university. And obviously they've been able to see a little bit of success and what it looks like. And I know, there's a possibility for FAU to do bigger and better. So I love that place. Like I said, it's home, and I'm always an FAU out.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what we love to see. We're looking forward to the camp again, August 2nd at Boca Raton Community High School, the Nick Boyd Youth Basketball Camp. Catch up with him, some of the other former FAU Owls, and also, again, your kids, what, 6 to 14, right? That's the age group?
6 to 14. That's a wide range gap, man.
Yeah.
We need a wide age gap, my fault. We need everybody there, though. We're going to have fun.
Yes. Get them there. They're going to learn some good basketball skills. And, hey, who knows? One day maybe they'll be suiting up and trying to make their own runs throughout March Madness.
I mean, if you would have told us that years ago, we'd probably look at you crazy. But like I said, though, link in my bio on Instagram at SFNNick. SFNNick. You can sign up there for free. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. We'll post it. We'll put that link in the description as well. Nick Boyd, appreciate your time, man. Enjoy your run out there in Madison. We'll be watching.
Yes, sir, bro. I appreciate you. We'll stay in touch.
My guy, that is Nick Boyd. So good to see a familiar face, a friend, some good people here on the show on ESPN 106.3. Y'all remember those Owls, man. They gave us some great memories. Sign your kids up. Get them at that camp. It is FREE free. More Russo and Rizzo on the other side on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice. and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Speaking of headlines, we made ourselves an oopsie.
Hey, don't loop yourself in. It's a me thing.
Well, I commented on it after you brought it up, so we in tandem. You know what it was? It was if we have to make fun of First Take when they float out a Dallas Cowboys video that shows a George Pickens touchdown that was 2 years ago that was not George Pickens. That's a collective failure, and now we have to get to what our collective failure was earlier on this program that was sparked by you, but it was furthered by me. So what the hell was this thing about the Royals and the Guardians that you brought up?
So Major League Baseball sent out a tweet. Stealing home with 2 outs is crazy work. Mind blown emoji.
Yes.
Jose Ramirez did the unthinkable against the Royals. This highlight is in broad daylight. The Royals and the Guardians play. They have a series that starts today.
Yes.
I assumed that series began at like 1 o'clock today, and this was a highlight from the game.
Wow.
The highlight was promoting their game tonight, and the highlight is from 2 years ago.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
so it literally is the same exact thing as First Take, pretty much, except for at least
Yes.
it came from a credible Twitter account.
Yeah.
I guess that's your one saving grace. And in that tweet that they promoted, they didn't give you any context.
No.
Go in love, go in peace, go in joy. We're back on Monday. Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential